Okay, let's do a little subtraction and addition review. One of the first things I want you to know is that when you're dealing with subtraction, I want you to rewrite all your subtraction problems as addition problems. This is something that I've done for years, and it's a really good habit to get into because it makes more complicated problems as you get on in algebra and in later math. It becomes a lot easier. So we're dealing with simple integers here, but this is a technique that I want you to keep using. So here we have the problem 6 subtract 2. We can take this subtraction problem and rewrite it as addition problem, and it becomes 6 add negative 2. You notice there's one subtraction sign here and there's one negative sign here. There didn't suddenly become two subtraction signs or two negative signs. They are both just right there. Okay, this next problem, negative 1 subtract 3. That can be rewritten as negative 1 add a negative 3. I guess I could do the answer to this one. This one's obviously 4, and this one's obviously negative 4. Here we go, next problem. 3 subtract a negative 5. This can be rewritten as 3 add a negative 5. Okay, again, take a look over here. I had a subtract and a negative. And over here I have two negatives. Again, the same number of negatives in both problems. I'm just rewriting what they look like. Of course, this can be simplified and be written as 3 add positive 5, because a negative 5, or the opposite of negative 5, is positive 5, with an answer of 8. This final problem, again, similar. I have negative 1 subtract a negative 9. I can rewrite this as negative 1 plus 9. Giving me an answer of 8. So what I want you to do is please rewrite all your subtraction problems as addition problems. It makes it much more simpler when we get working with complicated stuff. Now let's use a number line to add integers. This is a really good way to visualize what's happening, and sometimes dealing with positive and negatives gets a little mixed up sometimes. So a number line is a really good way of dealing with it. So if I'm looking at the problem, and let's look at our first problem right here. So 6 subtract 2, but we changed it to 6 add negative 2. When you are adding integers on a number line, always start at 0. I have a positive 6 here, so I'm going to move 6 in the positive direction. That's to the right. Then I'm going to add a negative 2. That means I'm going to move 2 from here in the negative direction, which leads me to my answer right here at 4. Let's do the next problem we had in there. Let's actually do negative 1 add 9. Again, I start at 0, and this time I go 1 unit in the negative direction. And then I'm going to go 9 units in the positive direction, giving me my final answer right here of 8. If you want to use a number line to help you add, please make sure that you are always adding. Subtracting on a number line gets a little funky, and so if you change all your subtraction problems to addition problems, then you should be doing okay. One last example for you. 3 subtract a negative 5. We would rewrite this as a 3 add 5. Again, start at 0, I'd move 3 in the positive direction, and then I'd move 5 more units in the positive direction, giving me a final answer right there of 8. And that is adding on a number line.